Series Missing Still tonight with a look at a bill making its way through the Oklahoma legislature. The bill, named for Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman, two girls missing for 25 years. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, lawmakers in Oklahoma look to strengthen sentencing for accessory to murder. Plus, authorities in southwest Missouri charge a man in the shooting of an Amazon driver. And findings from a federal investigation into the shooting death of a suspect by a Miami police officer.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
You might have to change your route plans in Joplin soon as a big road project gets underway. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The city is kicking off a road widening project on 20th Street aimed at relieving congestion and increasing safety. KOAM's Melissa Alexis explains.
A lot of people from Kansas drive into Joplin on 20th Street.
The city of Joplin will soon begin road work for the widening of 20th Street. In addition to widening 20th Street to a 3-lane road, they'll also be adding roundabouts.
It'll be improved from 4-way stops to roundabouts.
This includes the 4-way stop at Country Club Road and the one at 20th and Central City Road.
Significant improvement in safety as well as handling the capacity during the peak times.
The city of Joplin will also be adding curbs and creating a shared use path for both bikes and pedestrians. The director of Public Works says one of the reasons behind it is pedestrian safety.
We do have pedestrian fatalities this last year. And we like to do everything we can to reduce that.
And he says current options for pedestrians on 20th Street are limited.
Along 20th Street, right now, you basically have the pavement and then it turns straight into a ditch. So having that ability for a pedestrian or a bicyclist to walk down that road, I think will add a lot to safety.
He says people who live near 20th Street will have no problems getting in or out of their homes due to the construction. And as for the businesses along 20th Street,
and we've already worked out with both of them how we're going to go about the process to interfere the least amount.
Preparation for the road work kicked off this week with Liberty Utilities moving power poles. The city recommends people use 32nd Street while 20th is closed for construction, which will officially begin at the end of March. Reporting in Joplin, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
They hope to have that entire project complete by the summer of 2026. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, temperatures today got up to the mid to lower 40s earlier today, but we've been bouncing around the 30s for the last several hours. We're now 35 degrees. Clear skies. Clouds did clear out a little bit earlier today, as you can see, starting to shift out. Now, more clouds are going to be pushing into the area in the overnight hours after midnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning, where we're going to start to see a few more showers popping up. Now, most of us have been pretty clear. You can see out in Tennessee and Kentucky some severe weather out there, but we're looking pretty good until tomorrow. Winds start to shift out of the south. We have a warm front coming through, gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour through the morning hours. Later morning, gusting up to 40 miles per hour. Now, as those winds will continue to shift, we're also going to see some rain chances spiking, mostly just a drizzle on Friday, but heavier rain showers as we head into the weekend. But I'm going to have a full forecast coming up.
See you soon. Authorities charge a man in Lawrence County, Missouri with shooting an Amazon driver. Trooper responded to a report of a crash early yesterday morning. According to a witness, the driver left Lawrence County Road west of Highway 97 and crashed her vehicle into a fence in a field. The driver was unresponsive and transported Priority 1 to an area hospital. Dispatch received a message from the hospital that the driver had a bullet or pellet lodged in her head. Investigators obtained video from Amazon that showed the victim driving, and as the vehicle came up the driveway to a home, the victim slumped over in the vehicle seat. Authorities contacted the home's owner, Thomas Coy, who they say admitted to shooting the victim with a pellet rifle and saw the vehicle crash into the fence. They say Coy also admitted going to the vehicle, taking the victim from the seat and laying her in the ditch. Authorities have charged Coy with felony assault and armed criminal action. Federal investigators have cleared a Miami, Oklahoma police officer involved in the shooting death of a burglary suspect. That shooting happened on December 27th. Police were called to a disturbance at an apartment complex near C Southeast Street and First Avenue. They encountered 49-year-old Jason Wilkins, who they said carried a large metal spike. Police say they told Wilkins to drop his weapon, but that he charged toward one of the officers. At least one officer fired a shot, and Wilkins later died at the hospital. The officer involved had been on administrative leave since the shooting. Well, now a U.S. Attorney's Office has determined the shooting was justified. The missing Welch girls cold case has captivated 4-staters for 25 years. Tonight, KOAM's Tanya Bach concludes her special report, Missing Still, with a look at a bill named after the girls making its way through the Oklahoma legislature. It's been 25 years since Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman went missing. Their mother, Lorene, hasn't given up the fight for justice and is still holding out hope the girls will be found. In part 3 of her special report, Missing Still, KOAM's Tanya Bach investigates how the girls may have the final word through new legislation.
You can profess to be a Christian all you want, but if you don't walk it and you don't do it every day, I guarantee you that man didn't ask for nothing before he died.
Lorene Bible, referring to Phil Welch, one of 3 men who investigators believe in 1999 murdered Danny and Kathy Freeman, burned their home to the ground, and kidnapped the 2 16-year-old girls, Ashley Freeman and Lorene's daughter, Laura. More than 15 years later, OSBI agent Tammy Ferrari and DA investigator Gary Stansel helped Craig County District Attorney Matt Ballard build a case against Phil Welch, David Pennington, and Ronnie Busick. Witness interviews connected all 3 to the case and revealed the girls were tied up in Phil Welch's trailer in Pitcher, Oklahoma for days, where they were raped and tortured. The only problem, both Welch and Pennington were dead.
It's frustrating that we're not able to go after the people that were really should have been held accountable for it.
But they did have Busick, who was living in Wichita when he was finally arrested in 2018.
He told me that he was at the Freemans the night it happened, but he personally didn't kill anybody. I personally didn't set fire to anything, and I personally didn't kidnap or take those girls off that property. But you sat in that car and you drove out of there in that car. Did you do anything to get those girls help? No.
Facing 7 counts of murder, arson, and kidnapping, in 2020, Busick agreed to a 10-year prison sentence, pleading guilty to the lesser charge of accessory to murder on one condition.
Part of the plea agreement was he cooperated with investigators, and our hope was that we would be able to find them.
All this was dug up. All this was dug. I mean, we went down probably 6 foot.
After a number of dig sites throughout Pitcher turned up empty, Busick offered up one last hope.
And we had high hopes on that, but come to find out that cellar, there was nothing underneath there. So it's almost like someone was going to build a cellar, but we hit virgin soil right off the bat. So there was nothing underneath there.
3 years into his sentence, Busick was released for good behavior and credit for time served during the court process.
I mean, granted, it took us 2 years to do the court system because of the COVID stuff, but, but he was in and out. He got to go in and out. So he's able to get out, walk around, and do whatever he wants.
Frustrated, Lorene reached out to State Representative Steve Bayshore, who called the state attorney general.
Is there any way we can keep this person behind bars? And unfortunately, the way the sentence was issued or adjudicated, there was not. That's very, very troubling. Good behavior, good physical appearance, took a shower, brushed teeth, things that normal people do on a normal basis and don't get extra credit for.
So Bayshore's office took the next step, filing a bill named Laura and Ashley's Law. It adds accessory to murder in the first degree and accessory to murder in the second degree to the list of felony offenses Oklahoma already requires convicted criminals to serve at least 85% of their sentence.
It's really simple. It's that easy. You're sentenced to 100 years, serve 85%. Sentenced to 1 year, serve 85%. but there is no eligibility for early release.
Ballard says Laura and Ashley's law will bring a sense of certainty to families that the Freeman and Bibles did not get.
We hate when an offender comes in and gets a sentence that we believe is appropriate and then walks out, at a fraction of the amount of time that he was given.
For once, let's start looking at the victims and the impact it has on victims rather than just the perpetrators.
And I wouldn't want any other family to have to search for 16, 17, 18 years, find somebody to get them put away, and then they turn around and be out walking around doing whatever they want. I wouldn't want that for any other person.
Reporting in Pitcher, Oklahoma, Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Today, Representative Bayshore presented Laura and Ashley's law to the Judicial Civil Committee, where it passed 6-1. It now goes to the Judiciary Oversight Committee, which meets later this month. A little bit later, a big night for a couple of area high school girls basketball teams. John's going to have highlights from Fort Scott versus Labette County coming up in sport.
And dreary days continue, but we have the chance for wintry precipitation next week. I'll have those details coming up.
Ashley.
Well, we had the clouds break up a little bit this afternoon to give us a break from the dreary days, but those continue as we head into tomorrow. Now, taking a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort overnight. It's going to be mostly clear until right before 6-7 a.m. Then we're going to start to see those clouds pushing in. So not so bad tonight, but by 7 a.m. we're going to start to see those showers kicking off right after the clouds move in. So we're starting off overcast skies, a few light showers, drizzle. That's going to continue as a warm front pushes into the area. So this kind of pushes in from the south, 7:30 in the morning. Not a big threat to your morning commute, just going to be that kind of gross, dreary weather that's just going to continue through most of the day on Friday as well. By Friday afternoon, 3 p.m., still feeling a couple of those pockets of drizzle in the area, but mostly it's just going to be cloudy all day. Temperatures reaching low 40s. Now, as we head into Saturday, cold front starts to push in, and we're going to see the drizzle turn into these light showers, especially across our central and northern counties. That's going to continue again for most of the morning on Saturday by 9:30, starting to kind of push a little bit further southeast. Temperatures reaching the low 50s. Momentarily, not going to stay in the low 50s for long. We're back down into the 40s by 6 p.m. on Saturday, but those clouds do clear out. So we're going to have a pretty decent Saturday afternoon and evening. Those clouds clear. Now, Saturday, like I said, going to be a little bit warmer than the last couple of days. Today, we only got it to the mid 40s earlier this morning. Now, tomorrow, low 40s. And then Saturday, briefly going to hit low 50s before we drop back down to the 40s. Now, following that cold front, on Sunday, we're going to see those temperatures drop again into the low 40s. Now, heading into next week, Monday afternoon, we're going to start to see some rain showers, maybe a little bit of that winter mix, sleet, freezing rain, and snow as it pushes in. Now, we're still a couple of days away, so this system, what's typically been happening is it shifts a little further north, so we might just be stuck with only rain throughout the first system, but then by Wednesday, another little snow system starts to push into the area. Again, maybe a little bit more snow chances with that, but still could see that wintry mix, a little bit of sleet, a little bit of rain as we head through most of the day on Wednesday and even into Thursday. Now, regardless if we get any snow, even if we get just rain, it's going to be freezing overnight, so we could still see some minor road impacts. And then if we do get snow, that could just add to the minor road impacts. But those chances are going to start Monday afternoon, wintry mix, snow chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday. You can see those highs only getting into the low 30s and upper 20s, with the lows in the 20s and even reaching down into the teens. So definitely going to see some freezing possibly next week, maybe a little bit of snow. Until then, this weekend not looking too bad, a little dreary, but
still a nice weekend to stay inside and watch some football.
Definitely is.
Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, Pitt State women's basketball tries to remain undefeated at home. And a top 10 battle between Labette County and Fort Scott girls basketball. John Dales has those stories and more up next in sports.
Sky Casino is the community service.
Tonight, two of the top girls high school basketball teams in our area square off. Fort Scott, the 8th-ranked team in Class 4A, goes on the road to Labette County, who's ranked 5th in Class 4A. Fort Scott girls basketball travels to Labette County for a big-time 4A matchup. First points of the night belong to Allie Brown. She drains a three to give the Lady Tigers a 3-0 lead. But Labette County stays aggressive early on. Aubrey Boss puts one off the glass and in for 2 points. Then the Grizzlies go inside to Jaden Davis. She turns around and knocks down the hook shot. We go ahead to the second half. That's when Fort Scott starts to separate. The freshman, Lorelei Clark, drains the corner three. Then off a missed layup, JC Rogers with the rebound, the putback, count the bucket plus the foul. Final minutes of the game, Claire McElroy with the steal. She goes the other way and finishes the layup. Fort Scott wins a big one on the road. Lady Tigers beat 5th-ranked Labette County 53-44. Pittsburgh State men's and women's basketball are both at home tonight. Amanda David's squad comes into this evening with a 10-game winning streak. 6th-ranked Pitt State, undefeated on its home floor, riding a 10-game winning streak, faces Emporia State, who's 4-8 in conference play. The Hornets would make things difficult for PSU, though. Late third quarter, Gorillas up 2. Janiyah Alvarez hits a layup to tie it. After PSU jumps back in front, next possession, Jayla Cornelius ties it again at 52 apiece. Final seconds of the third quarter, Grace Pyle is open. Her three-pointer is good at the buzzer. She's fired up, heading to the bench. Now we go to the fourth quarter, and that's where PSU starts to pull away. Macy Mays goes to her left hand, finishes the layup, plus the foul. The El Dorado Springs product leads all scorers with 20 points tonight. Then with just over 4 minutes left, Macy James, nothing but net from beyond the arc. That puts the finishing touches on an 11th consecutive victory. Gorillas outscore Emporia 27-9 in the fourth quarter. They win it 82-61.
We just kind of talked in the locker room. I mean, we try to be more positive with one another. That's our thing, like constantly picking people up. And, you know, we got some things going. It's easy to pick people up, especially in the fourth when we needed it. So just kind of got some things to fall. Everybody started flowing together.
Now to the men's game. Pittsburgh State men's basketball against Emporia State. And this one starts horribly for the Gorillas. Corner three is up and good. They were already trailing 6-0 at that point. Make it 9-0. Emporia State leads. Jeff Boschee needs a timeout, but things don't change much out of the timeout. Jordan Friesen's shot is blocked. Nobody picks up the point guard the other way, and he drains a three-pointer. It's a 15-point Emporia State lead at that point. Plenty of ball game left, though. Tane Prichter down low. His first shot doesn't go, gets the rebound and puts it back in, plus the foul. Gorillas trim the lead to 10 at that point. And then, nice move here by Avery Taggart. Goes baseline, up and under and in. Reverse layup is good. The Gorillas come back to win it. They take down Emporia State and get the victory. Over in Joplin, Missouri Southern women's basketball dominates tonight. 77-40 the final score. Lions improved to 15-9 on the season. Missouri Southern men win as well. 85-69 over Newman. MSSU junior Jaden Taylor, he leads the way offensively with 26 points. Well, Super Bowl 59 features not only a rematch between the Chiefs and the Eagles, but between Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. And here's a reason to feel confident in Kansas City. In Super Bowl rematches where each team has the same starting quarterback, results have always gone one way. That's the same way they did the second time in the first game. Terry Bradshaw's Steelers beat Roger Staubach and the Cowboys twice in the late 70s. Then Troy Aikman and the Cowboys beat the Bills and Jim Kelly in the 90s twice. And most recently, Eli Manning and the Giants, they defeated the Tom Brady-led Patriots 2 times. And so history would tell us that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to beat Jalen Hurts and the Eagles twice, right?
Let's hope that history repeats itself. I think it will.
We'll see.
I think it will. We'll be right back.
Tonight.
Look at this. The Mocan Square Dance Club in Nevada, Missouri will celebrate a milestone tomorrow, a birthday of sorts. 51-member line dance group was going to be 43. What started out as a singles-only club has evolved into a family-friendly, fun event for all ages. It has also turned into a way to benefit the community. We did a full report on this on our 9 o'clock news on Channel 14. Let's take a listen.
Well, once a year, Fifth Friday benefit, where we raise money to help people in the community that need help, organizations.
Years ago, we used to have people that had a brand new baby, and they would come, and one of us older ladies would go ahead and take the child while their mom and dad danced.
The Mocan Square Dance Club meets the first and third Friday of each month at the Vernon County Fairgrounds in Nevada. Admission is $7. If you want to see the full report, just check it out online. A woman from Miami, Oklahoma is making waves in pageantry and at New York Fashion Week this week, but her true focus is right here in the 4 states advocating for children's safety. Anna Maria Thomas works at the Children's Advocacy Center in Ottawa County, helping neglected and abused children. She's combining her experience in advocacy with her pageant titles to bring awareness of child abuse to her community.
Because I'm in pageants, I'm in a very specific position to also be a child advocate. Because if I show up somewhere, a classroom or a daycare, even a community event, and I'm wearing like a sparkly sash and a sparkly tiara, they're going to want to come talk to me, and they're going to want to listen to what I have to say.
Anna Maria plans to bring the SAFE project to daycares and classrooms all across Ottawa County. For more information and to see the full report on her, just visit our website, koamnewsnow.com. The weather kind of dreary out there for a while, and it's going to stay that way a bit longer.
Yeah, we've got another couple of days. Drizzle tomorrow, some morning sprinkles on Saturday before it starts to clear out. Now, mostly cloudy on Super Bowl Sunday, though a little chillier, and then we head into the week seeing some winter chances again. I know we've gotten a little comfortable with the warmer weather these last couple of weeks, but we're back into the little bit of snow chances sprinkled across next week.
Yeah, it was easy to fool ourselves into thinking that winter was behind us, but of course it's not.
Yeah.
It's only February. Final sports notes.
Well, tomorrow is the first chance that a lot of people get to watch our Chiefs Super Bowl countdown special. It's kind of becoming a yearly tradition at this point when the Chiefs just keep making the Super Bowl, but tomorrow at 6:30 after our KOAM News at 6, people are going to get the chance to watch all of our picks that we make. Myself, Dow, Doug, and Brock all make our predictions for the game on top of a whole bunch of other things, getting you ready for the game and its connection back here to the 4 states.
Yes, lots of Super Bowl related stories from right here at home. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.